These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. On the return, it's Nyheim Hines. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Nyheim Hines on the return. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. To throw is Darnold. And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. A bad start there. A big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs. First down, here's the run with Cook. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
He's brought down.
Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched the ball last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Complete to Eric.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Back to the ground, Cook. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. With Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Vikings take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the fourth quarter. That's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Loving the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming, double up.
And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. They go bootleg. Love rolling to his right. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
Second and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line.
Well, if you go by the numbers, you'll find as the temperature goes down, so does the passing efficiency. And now that we're in December, even the routine throws are going to be harder for the quarterbacks. And this one, it winds up getting picked off.
They'll roll him out right. Gets this to his running back, Aaron Jones. After all that, they only wind up with a yard. It's 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
And his throw's going to be incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
A lot of times it's that first read that you had. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
On third down, Love. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's fourth down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, what we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. And, you know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A tale of 2 extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
From the 22, Darnold setting up the screen for Cook. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Darnold down to throw. To the right side, and he's got more complete. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
And that one was nearly picked. Not sure he was accounting for the free safety. That brings up third down.
It's third.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. And he's got his target. That's more. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Give them 18 there and give the Vikings a first down.
First down, Vikings.
Coming right, this is Cook on the toss play. And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's again to Cook. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again, they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on third down. Darnold from the gun. Complete. Jefferson the target. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. About 3 yards there to the 27.
Dalvin Cook, the
Pretty good little two-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on third down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. That'll be complete to Cook. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. If you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the Packers' 15-yard line.
Now Darnold. And Darnold, he lost the football.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
Good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. Here's Darnold. This one brought in by Jefferson. And here he'll get it down to the 7. They wind up getting 16, but even that's not quite enough. It's 4th down.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll run for it. Cook. And they are going to stop him on 4th and 1 as they'll wind up going backwards. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Packers D comes up with a big stop. Loving the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 11.
50 seconds for life. I got you, Pop. 50 seconds.
Love from the gun. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
50 seconds for life.
Throwing again. Love. And he goes down. It's a sack. They get him back at his own 3-yard line. Danielle Hunter, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Now Love. He rifles one that's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Eddie Pinheiro lining up for the extra point.
So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just try not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
It's now
It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. 15 yards on the play, 1st down.
Got to love the catch. I think you got to love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great, and they're fun. They become a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
12 more yards there and another 1st down. Give to Cook out of the gun. And this will be taken across midfield and into Green Bay territory. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
From just shy of midfield, Darnold, and that'll be incomplete. He was looking to get that one to DJ Moore, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. And that will be incomplete.
When you run in the slant, timing is everything, and against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And he'll work this back to right around the line of scrimmage and surrender there. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Love going to give this one to Jones. And he'll just keep two hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Switch!
One more time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And that last possession, really a gut punch. You seemingly had it working. You were in the midst of a very strong drive, then suddenly the fumble, and you're watching the back of a defender's jersey as he brings it all the way in the other direction.
There's not much more I can add to that. I thought you summarized it perfectly, partner. You just got to regroup and start putting another drive together. That's all you can do.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Final play of the half, Love. He'll find Aguara complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line. That one is going to sting. First play of the third quarter and a turnover.
And you have to know that at halftime, they spent a lot of time going through their checklist of what they wanted to accomplish to start this third quarter. Turning it over like this was not on that list.
Not at all. And you come out of the locker room trailing, so that first drive to establish momentum is very key. Crucial.
2nd and 12 at the 36-yard line.
The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They run it again with Cook. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35.
The tackle.
You know how we get focused at end of the half and into the game situations about how much time's on the board and, what you need to do? Sometimes you don't even have to worry about that. That's just smart football. That kind of a lead, staying in bounds, it burns clock, even in a situation that we're not really focused on it. They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. 21.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked off at the 45. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. And he knocks it through.
Makes the score Vikings 28, Packers nothing.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. Taking it about the 1. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Second and 3.
Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball goes before the defender does.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. 7 yards there and a first down. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Danielle Hunter in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but second and 13 here. Working out of the gun. Love. This will be caught inside the 10. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, first and goal. From the gun, Love. And he'll go down, brought down at the 20-yard line. Danielle Hunter, what a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on second and goal, back even further. Operating from the gun, Love. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
And that is incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit third quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the last time that they were on the field, a little demoralizing. Missed field goal. You always feel like you want to get it in the end zone, but then, oh, well, at least we're going to get 3. Didn't go through the goalpost, so.
It does test the mental processes of the team, though, doesn't it? Because when you miss a field goal, it's amazing how fast they want to turn on the guy kicking the ball. But you need to keep his confidence up, because how many times have we seen games where it comes down to the stretch? And guess what? You need that guy to make the big kick for your team to move on or to win a game. Make sure you keep him happy. Make sure you keep him comfortable.
I'm sure you always treated the kicker nicely, though, right?
You know, truthfully, I did.
Good.
I always did, because those guys, they won us a whole lot of games.
So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Darnold looking left side. That's caught by Moore. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Touchdown.
DJ Moore. Touchdown number 15 of the year. And this offense is running away with this one. Great corner route there. Not only able to catch it, turn it upfield, and get into the end zone.
It usually involves a little bit of an extra move, doesn't it? You've got to get them thinking that you're moving to the middle of the field, then you're breaking away to that corner. Boy, that was well executed.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this 3rd quarter. Back now at Lambeau. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. 1st down, Love to pass. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Flush to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 in the 1st.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, 2nd half, no quit in him.
0.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. On 2nd down, Love once more. They'll drop this underneath for Jones. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down.
On 3rd and 1, Love to throw, and Adams has it complete. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a 1st. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 38. They will throw again here with Jordan Love, eluding the pressure right. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
7 brings up 2nd and 3 at the 31-yard line.
From the gun, Love. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
Complete.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up fourth down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Love now to pass on first down. And this will be incomplete. Love physical play on the foot. Ball there, and it's second down.
Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
To throw again. Love. His throw caught at about the 5. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5.
First and
a nice gain of 21 yards. Operating from the gun. Love. And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Davante Adams. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
The extra point up and good. And that will cut this lead down to 25. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? Best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remote's clicking off right now. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Consecutive catches for him. That good for 11. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. Darnold completes it, and he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
On first down, Darnold. Middle of the field to Jefferson. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On second down now, it's Cook. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
20-yard line.
About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
Now a second down throw for Love here. The left side throw complete to Adams. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 15 yards on the play, first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Going back to Love. And quickly into the hands of Robinson. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So here's a first and 10 at the 38.
Strip that ball.
To the air again, Love. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
At the 30-yard line.
Again, it's Love. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Devontae Adams, incomplete. Brings up third down.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1.
50 seconds.
From the gun, Love. He's going to let it fly. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Pass intended for Demarcus Robinson. Incomplete. Results in a 4th down.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. Desperation time here. Love on 4th down. His throw caught at about the 5. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Josiah DeGuara, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers get a score closer.
For good reason, quarterbacks want to get the ball to the perimeter to their wide receivers for big plays. But in this situation, it felt like, based on coverage, he knew that he wanted his tight end to have the football, and for good reason.
That is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just 1 kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want.